the official investigation into the disappearance of Flight MH370 was a colossal undertaking, spearheaded by Malaysia, Australia, and China. They initially focused their efforts on the vast expanse of the southern Indian Ocean, where the first pieces of debris were discovered. However, despite years of relentless searching, the main wreckage of the plane and the true cause of its disappearance continued to elude them. In this video, we're digging into the disappearance of Flight MH370. If you're new here and love unraveling the secrets of the past as much as we do, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring that bell. You won't want to miss what we uncover next. Imagine this. It's March 8th, 2014. The early hours of the morning, Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 is at Kuala Lumpur International Airport, preparing for its routine journey to Beijing. Passengers are boarding, crew members are ready, and all seems normal. But just 40 minutes into the flight, something unimaginable happens. Flight MH370 vanishes from radar screens and all contact with air traffic control is lost. Imagine the shock, the confusion, and the disbelief that gripped not just the families of the 239 passengers and crew members, but the entire world. It was like a scene from a thriller movie, except this was real life. The disappearance of Flight MH370 triggered an extraordinary and unprecedented response. Governments, aviation experts, and investigators scrambled to find answers. It quickly became one of the most extensive and expensive searches in the history of aviation. Ships combed the vast stretches of ocean, aircraft scoured the skies, and satellites scanned the earth from above. Families clung to hope, desperate for any news of their loved ones. But as days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, hope began to fade. The world was left with more questions than answers. What happened to Flight MH370? How could a modern airliner simply disappear? The mystery deepened and theories started to emerge. Some believed that it was a tragic accident, while others suspected something more sinister. But one thing was clear: Flight MH370 had left behind an enigma that still haunts us today. The official investigation into the disappearance of Flight MH370 was a colossal undertaking, spearheaded by Malaysia, Australia, and China. They initially focused their efforts on the vast expanse of the southern Indian Ocean, where the first pieces of debris were discovered. The authorities believed that something sinister had occurred on board. They pointed to the fact that the plane's communication systems were deliberately turned off, a clear indication of foul play. It was a chilling revelation that sent shockwaves through the aviation community and the world at large. To make sense of it all, let's break down some key aspects of this investigation in plain language. Imagine Flight MH370 as a giant high-tech puzzle. One crucial piece was the aircraft's transponder, a gadget that sends out signals to identify the plane's location. In this case, it went silent, making the plane essentially invisible to air traffic controllers. This silence led to the belief that someone on board, perhaps one of the pilots or someone with advanced technology, intentionally shut off the transponder. And when that happened, the plane started to play an elaborate game of hide and seek with radar systems. Imagine a giant plane disappearing from screens, leaving only question marks. The authorities scrutinized every piece of data, every recorded conversation, and every possible scenario. One theory that gained traction was pilot suicide. They speculated that one of the pilots may have deliberately caused the plane's demise. But here's the twist. Despite the suspicions, there was no concrete evidence to support this theory. Think of the investigators as detectives in a gripping mystery novel. They pored over the pilot's background, psychological state, and personal life, searching for clues. But they encountered dead ends, leaving them with more questions than answers. As the investigation continued, aviation experts, scientists, and engineers from around the world joined forces to decipher the puzzle. They analyzed satellite data, flight plans, and even the plane's last known location, trying to piece together the events leading to the disappearance. While investigators worked tirelessly behind the scenes, the families of the passengers and crew members were caught into an agonizing limbo. Imagine waiting for answers, holding on to hope, and grappling with the unknown. Their pain and suffering were immeasurable. As time passed, the global community rallied behind the family, offering support and solidarity. They held vigils, created awareness campaigns, and demanded transparency in the investigation. It was a testament to the enduring human spirit in the face of a tragedy. Imagine this: you're an air traffic controller, and suddenly Flight MH370 disappears from our radar screen. It's as if the plane vanished into thin air. That's exactly what happened on that fateful day. Radar screens showed a series of puzzling maneuvers made by the aircraft. It made a sharp left turn and began heading southwest, away from its planned route to Beijing. But the big question is, why? Satellite data later revealed that the plane continued to fly for several hours far beyond its fuel capacity. This revelation only deepened the mystery. Experts and investigators were left scratching their heads. Was it a deliberate act? But then came the discovery of debris washing up on the shores of the Indian Ocean. These fragments, like puzzle pieces, seem to tell a story of their own. Someone on board, or could it have been a technical malfunction? Debris, including parts of the plane's wing called flaperons, washed ashore on remote islands and coasts of Africa. It was undeniable evidence that the plane had crashed somewhere in the vast Indian Ocean. But here is where it gets more mystifying. Some experts argued that the debris' arrival suggested a different crash site than initially thought. Could the plane have glided further along, running out of fuel, and renewed the search efforts in different areas of the ocean? It was like a real-life treasure hunt, with the ultimate prize being answers. The search for MH370 has spanned vast ocean expanses, involving multiple countries and countless experts. But despite their determined efforts, the aircraft's main wreckage and the truth behind its disappearance continue to elude us. In summary, the clues and red herrings surrounding flight MH370 have led us down a complex web of mysteries. From the unexpected flight path to the enigmatic debris, this puzzle keeps growing, captivating our curiosity and challenging our understanding. Imagine this: flight MH370 entered a time warp, a tear in the fabric of reality itself. This theory suggests that the plane was transported to a different time or dimension, explaining why it disappeared without a trace. It might sound like science fiction, but it's one of the wilder theories out there. Now, here's a mind-boggler. Some believe that an underwater UFO base deep in the ocean is where MH370 ended up. They argue that extraterrestrial beings may have played a role in the plane's disappearance. While this theory is outlandish, it certainly stirs the imagination. In a twist that could rival any blockbuster movie, some suggest the plane accidentally entered a portal to a parallel universe. This theory posits that the passengers and crew might be living in a parallel world, unaware of the strange journey. It's a concept straight out of a sci-fi novel. Picture this. What if flight MH370 was not just an ordinary passenger plane? What if it was carrying something so top secret that it would send governments into a frenzy, leading to a massive cover-up? Imagine a cargo so valuable, so clandestine, that it had to be transported discreetly across the world. Could it be a case of mistaken identity? Did MH370 become entangled in an international espionage plot? As we come to the end of this exploration, it's essential to recognize that Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 is not just a mystery, it's a heartbreaking tragedy. The official investigation into its disappearance continues, and for the families of the 239 people on board, the pain remains very real and closure remains elusive. Amidst the web of conspiracy theories we've touched upon, it's crucial to never lose sight of the human element, the lives lost, the loved ones left behind, and the enduring grief that haunts them. To truly make a difference, consider supporting organizations and initiatives that continue to search for answers and provide assistance to the families. Whether it's by donating, volunteering, or simply spreading awareness, you can be part of the ongoing efforts to uncover the truth. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. See you in the next video.